A group of men who sought to get to Australia by boat say they were intercepted and held on an Australian Border Force vessel before being turned back to Indonesian waters. Indonesia correspondent Bill Birtles joins us now from Jakarta. Bill, can you take us through what the asylum seekers have told Indonesian police?
Yeah, Gemma, the first thing to say is that this account has not been independently verified by us. Rather, this is the story that the group of asylum seekers relayed to police on Rote Island, Indonesia's southernmost island. Now, this group of 44 men, most of them from Bangladesh, also some ethnic Rohingyas, they say that they left central Java in mid to late June. They spent about 3 days on wooden fishing boats trying to reach Australian waters. We don't know for sure. We believe what they probably mean is Christmas Island. They then say they were intercepted by an Australian Border Force crew and actually held on an ABF vessel. One of the men claims for up to 18 days, although we're not so clear if that timeline is accurate. But they then say, or what they told police, is that after this period of more than 2 weeks, when the ABF vessel was in the vicinity of Ashmore Reef, which is relatively near Rote Island, the men were then separated into two groups and put on two supplied aluminium boats, which also had enough fuel, water and food, and were directed to go back into Indonesian waters. And it was yesterday on Rote Island that these two boats with the 44 men separately were found by locals. So, Gemma, that's the account that this group of suspected asylum seekers has told Indonesian police. And we haven't been able to verify it, but certainly the type of boat that they washed up with at Rote Island is very different from the wooden fishing boats that asylum seekers coming from Indonesia traditionally use.
Yeah, and Bill, there was a second boat last week in Indonesia.
Yeah, so on the 30th of June, a boat with 28 men, and most of them from Bangladesh, 4 Chinese and 1 Indian national, they washed up, or they were found stranded on the southern coast of West Java, which, if you look geographically, is sort of north of Christmas Island. They told the Indonesian Maritime Monitoring Organisation, a government body, that they were in a similar situation, held on board an Australian Border Force vessel in waters near Christmas Island. They told authorities in Indonesia that they were held for about 11 days, and then they were put on what was described as a speedboat and directed back to Indonesian waters, and they were found subsequently in West Java. It's not clear if these two groups are linked. Police in Rote indicate that they may be, that originally a group of more than 70 asylum seekers flew to Indonesia in mid-June from Malaysia, that they may have paid Malaysian people smuggling agents up to 15,000 Australian dollars. We're not. This is the account from the asylum seekers. Whether or not these two groups are related or that their stories are both correct, we don't know. But it certainly fits a pattern where we've seen a small but increasing number of boats of people from China, from Bangladesh and from other parts of the world trying to get to Australia via Indonesia.
And what is the Australian Border Force saying?
This morning, the ABF said it does not comment on operational matters. This is long-standing practice, but that's all we've got from them. So that doesn't shed any further light on what these men claim. But if it is indeed a case of boat turnbacks, I guess what is interesting is the prolonged period of time on board what we presume is a fairly large ABF vessel that these asylum seekers spent before being turned back.